How about Geno? I mean, Geno just 17 for 18 in the first half. I mean, who does that? You know, these guys just don't do that, you know. But remember, he did it against Jacksonville. You know, he had like, I don't know, 12, 13 in a row or something like that. So Geno played tonight like he's been playing the whole time we've been practicing. That's what he's been looking like. He didn't look any different than what he's looked like in practice. And so that's why we had the belief in him, and that's why he was able to win the job and go out there on Monday Night Football and win a football game.
I think when people say what I've been through, I think that's a stretch, man. I'm in the NFL for 10 years. So, I mean, to say what I've been through is it's kind of funny. And then to say, you know, people wrote me off. I just been working. You know, that's what it means by I never wrote back. I don't listen to stuff like that. I just work. You know, I know what I have inside of me. God's blessed me with talent and also a passion and a drive. And so as far as worrying about naysayers, anything like that, I don't get into that type of stuff. You know, people can write you off, but, you know, life's about what you make it. And so I've just been blessed enough to be in the NFL for 10 years and been working my butt off. And it's a team game, and we got to win tonight as a team.
He's been holding that line for a long time. People wrote me off, but I didn't write back. He said it right after the game to Lisa Salters. And
it's a great line.
Credit to Geno Smith. And as a guy who was the quarterback up the road from me here at West Virginia University, my son was rooting aggressively for the Seahawks last night. A lot of people here in my home state wish Geno well and want to see him become the guy that he never really had a chance to be. He got thrown into a dysfunctional situation with Rex Ryan and company in New York. And then...
Then took over the Giants and played the one game for Eli Manning, and then that made the whole New York area hate him. They blamed Geno Smith for that situation, which is hilarious. And then he played pretty good, but they were mad at him because he took Eli's spot for that one game and ended the streak. So then the whole tri-state area was like, it was only the Jets fans and then the Giants fans. So then it added this bad perception of him that wasn't real. It wasn't reality in a lot of ways. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just, you know, I was up here living it and seeing it.
But along the way, people wonder why he wasn't the starter beyond 2014, because he was the full-time starter in 2014. He got sucker punched in the locker room by Ike and Pauly, if you remember that name, a blast from the past, literally. And that derailed his season. And Ryan Fitzpatrick had a great 2015 for the Jets that year, and it was bye-bye Geno, and then he just became perennial backup, and they really have believed in him in Seattle. He came in last year when Russell Wilson got injured on a Thursday night against the Rams, and they were chanting Geno in that game, and we talked about it before. Guy drops a pass to start what could have been a game-winning drive, and maybe they would have beaten the Rams on Thursday night last year, and he did well while Russell Wilson was out. I think Russell Wilson came back a little early because Geno was doing well.
Yeah, he probably didn't like it, right.
This was the plan all along, and this is why I think Geno won the job. This is all part of Pete Carroll's vindication. Okay, Russell, you want out, you're gone. We'll let you go. We'll go with your backup because we think the guy can play.
Right.
And he showed last night he can play.
Can play, didn't get caught up in the emotions, made plays like this right here where you just go, that's big-time football there. Like, I mean, to avoid a left guard who gets run over, avoid the pass rush, break the tackle, you could see, you know, as you're explaining, the talent of the player. That is there. There's no question. And, you know, he said all the right things. He got a great outlook on the game and life in general. But I don't know how you can't look at it a little bit and go, well, the ball, man, it spins. And he throws nice spirals. And, whoa, it pops out of his hands. And, you know, now he's got to continue to go and play at this level. But, you know, this gives us confidence as fans, or it should give the Seattle Seahawks fans confidence to go, wait, this guy can do this. You know, we can run the ball and protect him a little bit with Metcalf and Lockett. You know, our offense isn't going to be just a pushover because we don't have Russell Wilson anymore. So it was great. It's great to see. It's a great story for a guy who, you know, has done it the hard way. He has, yeah. You know, had some issues early on, like you said, but hung around and kept fighting, and here we are. And what was this, the longest period of time ever between starts for a quarterback or something like that?
Full-time starter, because he has had some starts.
Yes, right.
He had starts last year.
Right.
But it was 8 years between the time that he
Jets
was a full-time starter and he's a week one starter again. And he's only 31. And, you know, a decade ago, he was in the midst of a 25-touchdown pass, no interception run up in Morgantown. He was a Heisman Trophy candidate. You know, he slid out of the first round and left the draft. And there was – he entered the NFL with some notoriety, and it just never really got going. But this is an example, because we see this happen to guys. You have a very limited window to stick as a first-round quarterback or a quarterback who enters the league with a certain amount of hype. And he did, even though he missed the first round. If you don't get it figured out early, you wash out. And some guys wash out completely. Other guys just end up being backups, and they keep working and fighting and scratching and clawing. And hey, I'm on Team Geno. I think this is great because I think this will maybe earn second chances and maybe a little more patience for guys who could become good quarterbacks.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we'll talk about Dak Prescott's injury coming up, but the Cowboys are kind of screwed now. You know, if there was a way to be more patient and give more opportunities and not just throw these guys out because, oh, you came in as a first-round pick and you didn't get it done in 3 years, so now you're out of the league altogether. You give these guys opportunities to grow and develop. They could turn in to pretty damn good quarterbacks when an opportunity arises. And Geno had the opportunity last year, and he did enough last year to convince them that he should be the guy this year.
Yeah.
So far, so good. Long way to go.
Yeah.
It's just one chapter of 17, but again, this is why Pete Carroll was so happy last night.
Yeah, it was a great start.
His plan so far is working.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.